Greetings, traders out there in Traderland. My name's Dez here at Grok Trade on Wednesday, June 13th, 2012. Stocks in bearish. Dow down 77 points, down 0.62%. The S&P down 0.7%. The Nasdaq down 0.86%. The Russell's down 1.2%. Banks down 0.67%. VIX up a whopping 10%, up, knocking at the door at 25. Gold up, but other commodities down. Crude oil down 1%. You have US dollar down 0.31%, which is odd. Normally the dollar would be up with such a drop in today's market. And there we have it. What's interesting is we had the retail sales come out poor. The last 2 months we've seen a drop. It's just pitiful. PPI came out also. CPI will be coming out soon. And I'm reading here, it says the more evidence that credit conditions in Spain are worsening, combined with a weak reading on U.S. retail sales, sent Wall Street solidly into the red on Wednesday. Furthermore, the plunge in American debt worth is the result of back-to-back bubbles in the economy. Anyway, our net worth goes back 20 years to 1992. It's a great year. It's the year I graduated. Let's take a look here at the S&P. S&P falling wedge. We had a breakout. We go into consolidation. I know you heard me say this a couple times, but we're seesawing. Red, white, red, white, red. So we are building. You'll see these two red lines here. We have a kind of a bullish pennant taking place here, which is more bullish than it is bearish. However, even though we're finding support at the 20-day moving average, I'm not convinced that we are in fact going to go bullish because of what we're seeing. However, we do have a positive MACD and signal line that's above the zero line. However, as far as the histogram is concerned, we do have a negative tick to the downside, which means a crossover, which means we could start dropping here. If I go to the weekly chart, you'll see the weekly chart. We have a higher high, higher low, but a red candlestick. And on the monthly chart, we're at a key level. So it wouldn't surprise me by the end of the week for us to end down there, but staying just above 1300. Gang, I can't even begin to tell you how important 1300 is. If we go below 1299, the markets are in a lot of trouble. Anyway, you snooze, you lose. If you haven't signed up for the Vegas trip, we just shut the doors to that, and you do not have an opportunity to join us in Vegas. However, this weekend we do have an online session, and that could be from the comforts of your own home. And you know what? I'm going to read you, or maybe even show you an email. I'm going to pause this. It'd be interesting to see what type of response I might get from this, but this is an email that just came in today, and I will probably be blurring out his name, and I probably should have got permission, but I won't share his name. That's all right, or his email address. So, just to give you a little backstory here, he was part of the Grokstar chat room and had to cancel. It says, Dez, I'm sorry to cancel. I like the chat room, and Mark especially, quite a bit. The problem is that I am limited in my capital right now. While I would love to take your mentorship program and really give it a chance, I just don't have the tuition for it, which I completely understand. Perhaps I'll be able to get there at some point, at which time I'll sign up for it. It sounds like a great program. I'm sure I'll learn lots. Of course, he writes this in bigger text. Of course, the irony is that 8 months ago I had enough to try mentoring, but I lost at day trading. If I had known then. So think about this. He had the capital, did not invest it in proper education, so tried to do day trading without the foundation of education, and now doesn't have enough money to invest in the very thing he needs. Anyway, the chat room is great and Mark's example is inspiring, but I don't have nearly the $25,000 to do it properly, so I can't use the system he does since I only get 3 chances at a trade per week. And what that means is here in the US, you have to have at least $25,000 in your account to be able to day trade. If not, you only get 3 chances per week. I need to leverage my funds using options, which is okay, but again, I can only place 3 trades a week, so I need to play for longer moves rather than scalp the way Mark does. Mark uses a 1-minute chart, so we're in and out pretty quickly and multiple times. I know what 10 to 15 trades before noon Eastern Standard Time is pretty typical. As a result, while it's educational to follow along with him and the others, I can only get so much out of it at this point. So I think I should save the $150. It's $147 a month until I can do it full time. Does that make sense? You seem to have a good site here with strong mentors. Hopefully I'll be able to take advantage of that eventually. Yeah, so my heart breaks. You know, this is somebody that really wants to learn to trade and is doing everything that he knows to do. And I would say to you, do yourself a favor and regroup, find yourself, regardless if you go through us. You can go through Teach Me to Trade, you can go through Invest Tools, you can go through whoever. We feel like that we have the best thing out there, but we're biased, of course, but we have good reason to be biased. If you were to put us against anybody else, the value you get here is, you know, second to none. But the issue is, it's more about you being successful in trading and not just being a gambler in the markets. Being a gambler in the markets is like going to Vegas and thinking you're going to make a consistent profits being out there on the floor. Where you're going to make your profits is being the house and owning one of those casinos. And what we need to do is have that educational foundation put in place in which that we can develop from. That will put the odds in our favor, making us the house and not the gambler. So let's take off our amateur hats, put on our professional hat, and let's get that professional hat. Let's earn that professional hat by getting the best of trading education. So it's just a matter of time before we all have to make that decision. I hope that you make that sooner than later. Again, Saturday and Sunday and Monday will give you the best trading education you could ever ask for, and it will give you the confidence to trade in the live market. So yeah, hope you can join us. Take care and very safe trading to you.